Hello viewers, Super GT here. How are we doing? So you may or may not be aware that Gran Turismo is going to be in this year's Olympics. They've added 5 virtual categories. I think it's baseball, cycling, rowing and sailing, and motorsport. Now for the motorsport category, they're going to be doing it all on Gran Turismo. And this is therefore my chance to stand alongside the greats such as Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, and then there'll be me. And I've started a few days late. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. So your usual suspects already at the top. You can see here, low 155. It's around Tokyo in a Porsche. No, it's not a Porsche, it's a Supra. And okay, so this is going to be probably one of the most competitive time trial leaderboards you'll ever see on this game. Let's give it a go. Alright, let's get stuck into this. This intro that I just played there, that's a sign of things to come. Hitting the wall about 1 billion times. Because as you can see, this circuit, street circuit, it is lined by wall, and therefore you cannot really avoid it. So this is my first lap, my genuine first lap. Let's see what we can do. I've driven the track before, but not on this time trial event with this car. So let's have a look at the circuit and learn it a little bit. So really this track is characterized by fast sweeping corners with fairly long straights actually, and then you've got a very fast sweeping section at the end, and then you've got the hairpin at the other end of the circuit. So it's a lot of straights, and then you've got a lot of these sort of very tricky sections. This long sort of almost 360 degree corner, and then back out to the left. Then you've got these fast sweeping corners like this one coming up here. Very, very difficult to get right, but it's so important that you do get it right. So I'm a little bit wide there. And then, of course, you've got the wall on the outside. Look at that. You just touch the wall the tiniest amount and your lap is invalid. That is why this time trial is going to be so difficult. You can't touch the wall. Not even one tiny bit. You can't even look at it. You can't even look at the wall. Otherwise, it's invalid. So you see just how long this straight section, well it's not straight, but it's flat out, and therefore your exit from that long right way back there is really important. Corner exit is going to be really, really important on this event. This is the hairpin, slowest corner on the track. Out of there, okay, not too bad. And then you've got, this is the end of the second sector, just as we reach the top of this hill. There it is. And then this is the final sector, probably the hardest sector I would say, because if you look at it, lots of very consecutive fast sweeping corners, and you have to get very, very, very comfortable with the wall. Otherwise, you just aren't getting that time. That was probably a little bit too comfortable with the wall, as we smack right into it. That final corner is probably the hardest corner, which makes this whole time trial really hard, because you could be on a good lap and then you get to that final corner and mess it up. 58.8 first lap, so almost 4 seconds off the number 1 time. So lots more penalties coming in. So that long right-hander hairpin thing, very easy just to go beyond the track limits on the exit of it, and that's going to be a theme of these early laps. As you can see, my first 4 laps, all red, all invalid. They were getting slightly quicker at least, so there was some sort of vague hope that things would improve over the course of this event. Into the hairpin. We are on a clean lap this time around. As you can see, the number is not red. Into the final corner, let's just not mess this up and hit the wall. Okay, this is going to be our first clean lap. Let's have a look at what it is, a 57.2. So still 2 seconds away from the number 1, but we are slowly chipping away, and that's what you have to do on these time trials. You're never just going to nail it first time, unless you're TRL Lightning or someone like that. Now, as you can see on the right, not much in terms of clean laps. Still though, they were fairly consistent, I suppose. I'm consistently mediocre and good at hitting the wall, although we have our second clean lap there. And our third one, which was a slight improvement to a 57.1, pretty much exactly 2 seconds off the number 1. And at this point here, through the right-hander, that was a decent run. Could have been on the power a little bit earlier. But this is the end of the first sector. Let's have a look at what the split timer says. 0.2 of a second up. And this is the whole thing here. You're just really trying to chip away the tenths and just work out where you can improve. And obviously we can go way better, I think, in all 3 sectors. Into the hairpin. That's pretty good. Short shift from second. You might notice I'm sort of short shifting the car, and that is the quickest way to drive this Supra. You do have to kind of shift it up 3/4 of the way up the revs. So actually this lap about 3.5 tenths up, and we just avoid the wall there. If we can just bring this one home, we do have a good lap, or a decent lap, a better lap. And that's the thing you got to decide. You know, if you're up in the first 2 sectors, do you brave it out in the third one, or do you just play it safe, bring it home? Well, this one would bring it home 56.7. Okay, so now 1.5 seconds away from the #1 times in the world. So we are getting there. Smack into the wall on the exit there. I think that's enough for this session for now. 56.7 for our first sort of 15 laps or so. Lots of red, but our optimum 56.5, so we could definitely go quicker. But that's a good steady first session. Okay, so that's the end of my day 1. I was just going to have a quick session there. We'll come back fresh, look at some replays, and qualify for the Olympics. Okay, we're back. I've had a haircut. I've opened the door. Hopefully these things will spur me on to victory. But let's have a look at some of the replays just to really study what they're doing right and what I'm doing wrong. Okay, Williams B Racer. Let's give this a watch with all the telemetry on. See what the hell is up. I'm guessing most of this is down to... I think in Gran Turismo it's always about corner exit speed. Especially at this track, because you've got lots of very long straights. So you need to really make sure that you get a really good exit. And just hug the wall as close as possible. This long right hander is very tricky. See that half throttle and it's sort of an early shift into third gear, and then just get as close to the wall in the exit. They're basically touching it, but not quite. Kind of throw it in. I mean, let's look at this. This is ridiculous. So we're getting very, very familiar with the walls. Let's ease line through this bit here. I mean, it is a straight line essentially. It's not straight, but it is flat out. It's just very smooth, and again, just opening up the steering as much as possible through all of it. Here stays to the right actually. Doesn't go fully to the left. And where's he going to brake? Just after 150. Going deep. First gear, then short shift into second, again right against the wall. Let's see how close that was. I can't even get the camera in there because it's so close. Then you've got the final sector. This is really, really difficult actually, because you've got 4 corners in a row, very quick ones. Oh, and again, it's just so close. Every single one. This last corner is difficult. Short shifts into... goes down to third and short shifts back to fourth for the rotation. Keeps to the left to the line. 155.14. Oh, head scratching moment, because I'm 1.5 seconds off of that. And it's really, I think, just coming down to just not quite using the full track width. If I can just do that a bit more and be a bit braver on the throttle on the exit of the corner, then we can definitely shave off some time. Okay, let's try and do that then. Let's try and take what we learnt from the truly elite players of Gran Turismo and, well, hit the wall many times. I'm sure for those of you who did this event, you'd be in the same sort of boat here. Hitting the walls in such stupid places. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But that is just the nature of a time trial. And even when you invalidate your lap near the end, it invalidates the next lap, which is really doubly annoying. And ultimately, this session just went to pot. Alright, it's near enough midnight now, and I want to go to sleep. I don't think I'm in the right frame of mind to be setting world record laps. Nor do I have the talent, but I'm going to come back tomorrow. Alright, a new dawn, a new day. This time, I'm not going to bother going around each lap. If I mess up, I'm just going to restart the lap. Okay, 4 days left. Currently outside of the top 700 in the world. I know I can do better than that. You see my optimum time there, 156.3. So that's if you put your best ever sector 1, 2 and 3 together. That's the lap time you could theoretically do. And what we want to see really is that optimum get chipped away, and it's eventually gets lower and lower as you do better sectors over all the laps that you do. So we're going in the right direction. These time trials are never a case of do 5 laps and then you're good. I'm sure that a lot of the top guys are doing maybe even hundreds of kilometers per day, which probably equates to a good sort of 50 laps minimum a day. I don't know, I'm making it up, but that's just my experience. Okay, so in the first sector there, going 1.5 tenths quicker. Second sector, marginally slower, so we are up by about 1.5 tenths here going into the final sector. So this is a potential better lap. See if we can just hook it up a little bit unsettled. Maybe turned in a tiny bit too early. Had to really wait to get on the power. Quite a way ahead of our Ghost. And that is a 56.4. So we do have an improvement. So that is good. We're going in the right direction. 463rd in the world now. But this is a technique I wanted to use where you use a Ghost as a reference. I did this for the Lewis Hamilton DLC. For some of the harder circuits, like Willow Springs. You put a Ghost in front of you. And it might seem like a complete distraction to have a Ghost right there. But once you get used to it, you can use the Ghost as a reference. So you see here, going through the first corner, and not quite getting it right. But once you do learn how to follow the Ghost, you can just really use it as a reference on when to get on the power on the exit of the corner. Because you can judge your position compared to the Ghost. And you just assume that the Ghost is going to get the corner right. And if you follow it exactly, then you're going to get it right as well. So on the corner exit here, you can see they're losing quite a lot of speed on the exit. So you don't want to be losing all that time on the exit, and see here just getting invalidated laps before I've even started the actual lap. Here's an annoying moment when you're on the final sector, you lose it, and again, look at that. Just the most annoying thing. I'm sure this has happened to many of you, where you're trying to lap and you can't even get to the start line without getting invalidated. Let's have a look at this lap. A bit squirrely, if that's the right word, through turn 1 into the long triple right. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm following PX Cam, fellow YouTuber. He set a really good lap here. He's got a 56.001. So I know that if I can beat the Ghost, then I can get into the 55s. Although let's not forget that the Ghost is offset, so the Ghost does start a little bit ahead. That's why I'm using it as a reference in that way. So there we go, a 10th quicker in the first sector. So I know that I can go a 10th quicker than a 56.4 at least. I did feel quicker than PX Cam through some of those corners. On the exit of the hairpin, good exit, I'd say. Probably a little bit close to the Ghost, although he does pull away up the hill. So look at that. I'm probably, 1.5 tenths up on a 56.4. We just need to just bring this home, basically, through the final sector, which for me is the hardest sector of the 3. And then boom, we hit the wall. So frustrating. So frustrating. I'm sure you're frustrated just watching this. Probably just screaming at me to get good. And look at this. The amount of times we go through turn 1, just hit the inside or just about the outside. At this point, 2 tenths up on the first sector. A little bit up in sector 2. Come on. We're more than 2 tenths up. This could be a 56.2, if not a 56.1, if we can just sort out this stupid final sector almost into the wall. How about the final corner? Probably the hardest corner to get right. Quite away from the inside. And you see just how much the Ghost gains. A ridiculous amount. I'm so slow through there. But is it going to be a faster lap? No, not quite. I completely ballsed it up in the final sector. And this was pretty much characterising this session. Good through Sector 1 and 2, but just rubbish through Sector 3. Alright, it's now Friday. I've been slacking. There's 2 days left. We have until the end of Sunday, but I'm racing all of this weekend. I'm kart racing. So I'm going to be away. So this is my last chance. I need to do it now. If my dreams of becoming an Olympic hero are going to come true, I need to get world class in the next sort of 3 hours, if that's at all possible. Okay, let's get world class. 525th in the world, 56.4. Not good enough. I can definitely do better. And just a reminder there, this is my last attempt. This is it. It's got to be now. I need to get good very quickly. Otherwise, I ain't going to Tokyo. Okay, let's see what we can do. I can definitely improve. Look at that. 1.5 tenths up on a 56.4. Optimum sitting at a 56.2. I know I can do better than that. I know I can do a 55 if I just hook it up and get it right. So we're up here. 1.5 tenths. Can we just finally sort out this stupid final sector, which is so awkward to get right? That was a lot better, closer to the wall. Let's see where the ghost is, quite far ahead. Although he starts ahead, so let's not forget. Coming up to the line, this should be an improvement. 56.3. Okay, we're chipping away in the top 500 now. That's better. But now we're 1/10 up on 56.3. So this could be a 56.2. Let's see if we can improve through the final sector once again. I dread coming to this final sector. It's my least favourite sector in the world. Okay, bit of a squirm. Good rotation, you could argue. Am I close to that ghost? I think so. 56.296. Okay, again, another improvement. The optimum improves to a 56.1. We're chipping away. Little bit here and there. Every little helps, as the Tesco advert says. Okay, so we're pretty much even with our best here. Just leaving the ghost on, just as a reference now. Final corner. Okay, that felt good. That was surely an improvement. We are slowly getting it up towards the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 56.24. Again, another improvement. We're chipping away. And into the first corner, can we improve? Go again for an... No, we can't. Okay. Again, look at that. Sector 1 and 2, blue. We love to see that bottom right of the screen. We're up. We need to make this final sector a blue one as well, avoiding the wall. Ooh, a bit of an oversteer kick on the way in. And then, yes, we hit the wall on the exit. That was surely going to be a good one. But we ruined it with a 10th down in the final sector. So annoying. That kept happening over and over and over. This was a rare one. Went into the damn pit lane because I was so wide. Took about a year for me to gather myself and then actually enter the pit crew. Like, what the hell? So there's actually a pit crew waiting there forever, and you're just basically never going to use that pit lane, so a bit weird. Anyway, we are surely in the realms of getting this 55 at some point. Okay, corner 1. That was really good. You see there, not really losing any time to the ghost. It really matters exactly when you get on the power. Obviously, you can't get on the power too early, otherwise you're going to the wall on the outside. So there's all these questions you have to be asking yourself. Can I get on the power? Yes? No? I don't know. Who knows? Because I might hit the wall. And that is the balance you have to strike in this event. The balance between getting on the power and getting into the wall. Very difficult to make that balance correct. I'm pretty sure I've gained on the ghost there. Let's see if we can get this corner right. Probably the hardest corner on the track, but also the most important one, I would say, because it leads onto the longest flat out section, and therefore you gain for quite a long time. Okay, boom. More than a 10th up on a 56.2. That's good. See where the ghost is in just a moment, but I'm pretty sure I am gaining on it. And let's not forget that ghost is a 56.001. I'll go quicker than it in the 55s, pretty much. Okay, so into the hairpin, braking just after the 150, turning in maybe a little bit late, but we can get a straighter exit. Okay, that's decent. Quite close to the ghost, I'd say still. Let's see what the split timer is as we come up the hill to end sector number 2. We're marginally down. It's a red sector, but we are still up by more than a tenth. So this could be an improvement. Let's just bring this one home. Let's be nice and brave here. Get close to the wall. It's very easy to play it safe when you know that you're up. Through the final corner. Oh, that felt a little bit slow. I am fairly close to the ghost though. That's surely the closest I've been to this ghost. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be a 56.009. So a big improvement, massive improvement. We took 2 tenths off that into the top 250 in the world. So that kind of came out of nowhere. As Lewis Hamilton would say, where did that come from? The number one time 55.0. So I'm within a second of the number one in the world. So what I wanted to do at this point was change the ghost so that I race not against another ghost, but against myself. So my own time there, 56.009. That ghost is that lap, the 56.009. My optimum now is a 55.9. So I know I can do it. We are getting there. The journey is almost complete if we're trying to aim for a 55. It's a shame I couldn't just go a tenth quicker and just get a 55.999, but there you go. Can't always have it your own way. This is a decent lap so far, and you know that you're getting better at the track when you can consistently nail good laps very close to your best lap. Let's say within sort of 2 or 3 tenths. Slightly down on my ghost. Let's see what that equates to. So just under a tenth, or 2/3 of a tenth, as that's basically a car length. Slowly gained on the ghost though up that straight, courtesy of a better exit into the hairpin. If I can just get this one right, and I've taken that better than I think I did on my actual lap. So let's see what the comparison is to the ghost. Okay, neck and neck. Okay, we'll see what the split timer says. I think I'm a tiny bit down, pretty much level. Okay, let's just nail these final corners, and we've got ourselves that 55, which will be within the same second as the number one time in the world. Final corner here, a little bit wide perhaps. Short shifting up, that felt good. Let's see where the ghost, oh my god, it was slower. The ghost stayed ahead. And it's just the weird thing with time trials, sometimes it feels good, but it just isn't. 56.0, I mean, that's a good sign that I can do 2 56.0s back to back. The optimum improves to a 55.958. So the journey is getting there, but at this point here, it was getting late, and I was getting very tired. And it's one of those things with time trialing where it's very difficult just to sit there for 3 hours and just churn out laps. You do have to take breaks and just come back later a bit fresher. So it wasn't really happening for me by this point. Lots of mistakes started creeping in. The consistency wasn't there, and I started just to go downhill. We finish up there with 243rd in the world, 56.0 within 1 second of the number one time, which I'm fairly happy with. But ultimately, I had to call my session there because I ran out of time. All right. We're going to cut it there. I feel like I hit a bit of a wall. I think I could get a 55 with a bit more time. Unfortunately, I've basically run out of time for myself. A massive shout out to everyone who's going to qualify for this event. I cannot wait for the Olympics just to see how this turns out. It's going to be amazing just to see this game in the Olympics. It's going to be very strange, but I really can't wait to see how it turns out. And obviously, good luck to all of you who do qualify, and well done for setting such amazing times. Just really shows you the standard is ridiculous. The top players on this event, just absolutely monstrous lap times. But that is all from me. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do give us a sub if you enjoyed this, and drop a like as well. But that's all from me. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.